Please, before attempting any of these projects, if you are under 18 years old, please get adult supervision, as some of the tools and materials needed can cause harm. Thank you. My name is Ryan Earl. I am an amateur filmmaker and the co-founder of an independent film group known as Blue Steel Cinema. I have spent hours of my spare time learning of new ways and techniques to create accurate replicas from things such as movies, television shows, and video games. Now, I will share these with you. Step by step, I can show the viewers how to create their very own props and costume pieces using simple materials and a low budget. This is Craftsmanship. Hey everybody, welcome back to Craftsmanship, where you can learn how to make your very own costume pieces and props using very simple materials and on a low budget. Now, in our previous episode, we did a very simple build to start off our series. One that you guys could do in your very own homes, and it was a great look in the final product. But now, we're going to need to do a little bit of traveling into history for our next project, all the way to the medieval times. Throughout the Dark Ages in mankind's history, there were several challenges that had to be faced, especially rival nations fighting each other for land and for wealth. Soldiers who were at the command of kings were sent into the very heart of battle, using a wide variety of weapons and armor in order to do just that. Probably the most memorable piece of armor in history was the Curvilier helmet. One of the cool things that goes along with this build is no matter what the design you want for your very own helmet, this type of frame can be used for anything you'd like to create. So you don't have to do this exact project, you can come up with your own ideas, but either way, this build will help you in creating a whole line of designs of your very own. So what do you say now we get started? But before we do, let's take a look at our list. First, a cereal box, then some crafting foam, some crafting wire, scissors, a hot glue gun, duct tape, and white and silver spray paint. To begin, cut down the cereal box you have until it's all flat. Then, measure out 3 strips at a width of 1 1/4 inches. Cut the strips out and then glue the edges together. Afterwards, take the long strip and put it around your head in order to measure the size. It may seem strange, but this will make it so that the helmet will fit comfortably. Once you have found a size that fits well, mark the spot and cut it. Now, take the crafting wire and lay it on the strip and make sure it is of equal length. I used aluminum wire since it's a very sturdy material and can bend to shape pretty easily. Make sure that you straighten out the wire before you lay it down on the project. This will help to make sure there aren't any abnormal shapes in the end product. Once you have the wires laid out, use some duct tape and pull out a strip that is equal length of the wire. Then tear it and take that strip and turn it into 2 half strips. Then tape the wire down to the cardboard. Once you have the wire on the base of the helmet, once again, wrap it around your head and bend it into a crown-like shape that is comfortable. Now, take the cereal box again and measure out 4 strips that are at a width of 1/4 inch and cut them out. After that, take 2 strips and glue them together. Make sure that in the end you have 2 strips of equal length. Once that is finished, take the wire out again and make sure it is the same length as the strip and then tape it on. Once you have the strips layered with wire, bend them both into the dome shape that will fit your head and then glue it onto the helmet itself. Once you have the dome constructed for the helmet, measure out the empty sections of the helmet. Take the measurements and create 4 plate-like foam chunks that match those exact measurements. They need to look a little bit like this. Once you have those created, glue each one of the plates carefully onto their designated spot. Once that is complete, now create 4 strips of foam that have a width of 1 1/2 inches and then cut them out. Take 2 strips and wrap them around the outer rim of the helmet. Once you have the band of the helmet glued, then take another strip and glue it onto the side section of the helmet. Now, take out the cereal box again and cut out a strip that will be used for the nose guard. Once you have the strip made, cut out a piece of foam that matches the shape of the guard and then glue it onto the helmet. Now take the last strip of foam and then glue it across the helmets lengthwise. In order to give the helmet some added detail, cut out some small foam circles that will work as bolts to hold the helmet together, and then glue them along the top of the helmet. Now that your helmet is almost complete, take the helmet and give it a nice coat of white spray paint. This will help it to give it a nice metallic shine when applying the silver. Always make sure to give the paint at least 3 hours to dry, otherwise you risk the paint smearing off and ruining the look of the final product. Once the white paint has dried, now take the silver spray paint and give the helmet a good smooth coating. After it has dried, you have your helmet. And voila! In the end, you have a great looking helmet that's better than anything you'll find in the stores, and it's a lot cheaper. We hope that you were able to create your very own helmet and you had a lot of fun doing this project. And as always, if you have your very own ideas that you would like to see on this show, we please ask you to put them in the comments section below. Thanks very much for tuning in to Craftsmanship, and we hope to see you again.